Christmas memories. What was the best Christmas present you ever received?
Ooh, great question. I think the best one I ever received was...
We're headed southbound, looking like the love's getting gone on its way out. Maybe I was numb, cause I knew it was coming. Yeah, but you had me running.
Are you ready to just dive in and kick this off?
I'm ready. Let's go, baby.
Sweet. Good to meet you, by the way. I'm Nick,
sir.
and I'm
Nice to meet
stoked
you.
to be chatting with you, man. But
Yes,
Maddox Batson, how we doing today,
I'm
man?
doing great today. I mean, it's pretty nice here in Nashville. You know, the weather's nice. We're getting in that Christmas spirit, so I'm doing great. No complaints.
I just went to Nashville for my first time for the CMAs like 2
Really?
weeks ago, and
Dude.
what a beautiful city.
It's great, bro. And it's actually grown a lot since I was like here when I was a kid. I grew up in Nashville, and then when I was like 7, I moved to like Birmingham, and I just moved back a couple months ago, and it's grown like literally so much, but I love it here, man. It's great.
6, so you're back out there now.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
rad.
Yeah, I
'cause
live
just,
here now.
Just the whole like the Broadway area and
Yeah.
the way that the arenas funnel out into it and all. Like,
Yeah.
I was going out every night just so I could walk up and down the streets because it was like a movie, looking at every
Dude,
window
honestly,
and there's
dude,
music.
it's crazy. I personally can't go on Broadway yet for, you know, yeah,
Good,
some
that's right.
reasons, you know, but I've heard that it's great, you know.
But speaking of that, are you 14 years old?
Yes, sir, I'm 14.
So me coming in at 33, that just comes off like you're a baby, but you are. I must say it's inspiring and so cool to see that you have found a passion of yours that you have just fully committed to embracing,
Yes, sir.
going after, and you haven't really set a limit for how big you want to take. This last
Yes,
year,
sir.
you made an announcement after gaining some good traction for your covers.
And I'm damned if I do, and I'm damned if I don't.
Which you have some beautiful covers online. You made an announcement
Hey.
last year that original music was coming. So what kind of led to this? You doing music in general, and now
Yeah.
we're on the path of original songs.
Yeah. So what really like led to the whole like music career thing, like why I'm doing this is because I've always been a big sports kid. I've always played like basketball and baseball and all those type of different things. And it was always pretty much like my entire life. And around like my 7th grade like summer, like going into my 8th grade year, I started developing this like knee disease on my right knee. It's called Osgood-Schlatter's disease. It's such a weird disease, but it like prevented me from playing all sports. It was like we went to this specialist and he was like, "This is the worst case we've ever seen," and I'm like, "Bro, of course it is, right?" But yeah, it prevented me from playing all sports. Couldn't play any of the things I loved, and I had nothing to do for like an entire month or an entire summer, really. So me and my dad started posting on TikTok and going live on TikTok.
Well, the night is my companion, and the highway is my home.
So many of the artists who I talked to, their careers like popped off during COVID, but you were too young during COVID
Yeah,
to really
I was
have
like
a.
10, so
That's absolutely crazy. But how did that come about? Did you grow up playing instruments and stuff? And is your dad a
most
musical
definitely.
guy?
My dad grew up playing in a family band, and my mom grew up playing in church, and it's just like all these type of things just all came through to me like kind of organically.
And when it came time for you to write your own music, so
Yeah.
Tears in the River, that's the first track I heard from you.
Tears in the river, he's gone, gone forever. He's the sun that's setting, so go on, girl, forget him.
What was it like writing your own stuff?
Dude, it was absolutely great. I wrote that. It was honestly one of like my first ever writing sessions here in Nashville. This was when I was still living in Alabama, so we're still making a 4-hour commute back and forth. That's why I was saying here in Nashville. But yeah, it was one of my first ever writes, and it was so awesome to me because I never thought that like all these ideas and all this kind of stuff that I just write down in a notepad, you know, could ever come to life. And I watch people work on it, and it's really cool to me. I'm more like involved on the production side. I love writing. Don't get me wrong, like. Please don't get me wrong. I love writing and I write all of my stuff, but it's just like the production and all how the vocal stuff works. That just intrigues me a lot.
So you like kind of just putting the layers together, building it to
Exactly.
life.
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is so fun because I don't think a lot of people realize how complex the layering of a song is to really make it pop.
Oh my goodness, dude. Watching these guys do this, I'm just like, bro, I don't even know what you're doing.
The guys in the studio, and there's like, oh, okay,
exactly,
you
exactly.
So
exactly.
14 years old, obviously, high school years, but with this trajectory of your music career in this past year, what has that done for your music life? And now what's it like at school? You're the coolest kid around. I already know it.
No, here's the coolest thing. I don't go to school anymore. I'm a homeschool kid. I know.
That is the coolest thing.
I know. Yeah, it is pretty cool. I get my schoolwork done before I even did this interview today. No, I'm kidding. But, I went homeschool probably last March. It just got a little bit too, crazy. So we thought we just take it on back, and there's no reason not to homeschool.
It's giving you an opportunity to really focus on this, and props to your parents for seeing that passion in you and allowing you to go after that. But what's it like being in a music industry so young when you're surrounded by so many greats?
Yeah, it's great. You really have to surround yourself with the right people, which luckily I have so far, and I credit my dad, my mom, and my family, and just my whole team. They've always put me around the greatest people, and that's the only thing really this young. You have to surround yourself with the right people and just keep your head on straight. It's great. There's so many benefits, but there's also there's some bad things about the music industry. So as long as you keep in the same lane, don't go on all the bad stuff, you're all good.
Steal the kiss, spin you around, sweep your boots right off the ground. We're just getting started, girl, my favorite part is let them talk like they know us. Say we're way too young to fall in love, like we don't stand a chance, dancing with these exes on our hands.
Do you think that being so young kind of gives you a fresh perspective to the music that you're creating? Because you really are coming in with the current young generation of musicians.
Yeah. Because when I'm in these writes, I can't write about beer or driving.
Or even trucks. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
I was going to say, dude.
I can't even write about trucks. I mean, come on. What am I doing in the country music genre? No, but you have a whole new perspective, because especially these writers that are coming in to co-write with me, they're like, I don't even know what to write about.
So speaking of co-writing, though, did you do a co-writing on the track Tough by Lana Del Rey?
Yes, I did. Yeah, that was also one of my first. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, dude.
Tough like the scuff on a pair of old leather boots, like the blue collar red dirt attitude, like a 38 made out of brass, tough like the stuff in your grandpa's glass.
That whole experience and that getting picked up by her, it was absolutely nuts, bro. Because I wrote that song about my dad and his dad and my mom's dad, and just tough. We grew up grew up farming. I'm a big farming family, right? So I grew up farming and just wrote a song about it, and somehow it got picked up by Lana Del Rey and Quavo. So
Quavo, that's right.
Crazy,
another massive
dude.
name.
It's crazy how those things work.
So what's it like when you're writing a song and then someone else gets it? Do you ever wish you didn't do that, I guess?
No,
No,
that's only happened once with that song, so it's a pretty good first cut, But most of the songs that I write, I do I do use, I do track down and just put it in my vault. But if anyone ever wanted it, bro, as long as you want it and as long as you're a decent guy, here you go,
That's great, because I feel like that's all just more and more experience. Every time you write, you're just strengthening your ability to be a better and better songwriter. So that's awesome. I saw we both have been lucky enough to get a VIP Disneyland experience.
Normal time to wait is an hour, but thankfully we have the VIP pass.
VIP.
I did that a couple years ago. You did
Really?
that. Bro,
Yep.
how is that? Doesn't it
Dude.
make you never want to go to a park with a line again?
Honestly, that's what I'm saying. That was my first time at Disney anyway. So I'm like, what reason is there to go back? I mean, I had the best experience the first time.
Dude, every time that you go now, it's just waiting in line all day. It feels like
just
you
let
pay
you
money to
down.
go in
Yeah,
line.
exactly.
But-
Just like-
so it was your first time to Disneyland. Was there anything that you loved there? Was there any food that you were stoked about? Any rides?
So probably the rides. I really liked oh my gosh, I think it's the Guardians of the Galaxy one. Where
yeah,
you just go up and down and up and down. Dude, that one was nuts.
I'm trying to play it off because I'm not supposed to be scared.
It was I don't ride roller coasters very often, so I was not very prepared for what was gonna happen, and I was just screaming like a girl the entire time. It was hilarious.
I'm
dude.
so glad you got to experience that way, because it's such a spoiled, special way to do it. And Next time, again, you're going to do it that way every single time, actually. So
Exactly.
Hey guys, Nick Major here with the Spout Podcast. I hope you are enjoying the episode. But really quickly, I wanted to chat with you about weight loss. Losing weight can feel overwhelming, especially when it seems like celebrities have access to all the best options like GLP-1 weight loss medications such as Ozempic or Wegovy. But now regular people like us can have access to affordable, personalized weight loss plans through Hers. Hers is transforming women's healthcare by offering holistic weight loss solutions. Their program includes GLP-1 weekly injections with the same active ingredients as those big name brands, as well as oral medication kits. Once you sign up, you'll be connected with a licensed medical provider who will create a personalized plan tailored to your needs. If prescribed, you'll receive the medication as part of a doctor-developed program with ongoing care and online support at no additional cost. The best part is this is all affordable. Weight loss plans start at just $199 per month for compounded GLP-1 injections with a 12-month prepaid subscription. There's no hidden fees, no memberships, just free shipping and top-tier care. So go ahead and visit forhers.com/spout to start your free online visit today. That's forhers, forhers.com/spout, SPOUT. Hers weight loss isn't available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Restrictions apply. Ozempic and Wegovy are not compounded. Christmas is coming up, my man. Are you a big holiday guy? I know you're very family oriented.
Bro, hold on. You can see my tree back here.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay.
Come on, I'm a big holiday guy.
Did you decorate that yourself?
Oh, I did not. I helped when my mom do it. We both did it together.
That's great. But speaking of Christmas, though, do you have any holiday traditions with the family that you're looking forward to knocking out this year?
Ooh, holiday traditions. This is a great question. I think there's not like many like crazy like year after year ones, but usually I don't like it's never really on the same day, but we always watch like the same Christmas movies, like Home Alone.
Kevin!
Home Alone.
Police in the northern suburbs are on the lookout for a pair of burglars who are calling themselves the Wet Bandits.
Christmas Vacation.
After vacationing across America and throughout Europe,
Take it, Russ.
this holiday season, the Griswolds are going to play it safe.
Clark, we're stuck under a truck.
And like Elf.
New Line Cinema presents the story of one elf who's coming home for Christmas.
Boy, can't wait to see my dad. We're gonna go ice skating and eat sugar plums.
And all those like the great ones, you know.
Yeah.
I grew up watching those with my family, and we still do to this day. So that's one of the ones I'm grateful for.
That's great. Any favorite dishes that you're eating while you're watching these movies?
Wow. Well, I'll give you my favorite Thanksgiving dish. My favorite Thanksgiving dish is hash brown casserole or like the ham. I'm a big ham guy.
I am too, and I like ham more than turkey. I'm not going to lie, but the
That's
turkey...
what I was about to say. I don't know why, but I just think it's better than turkey. But.
The turkey leg at Disneyland, though, while we're on the topic of Disneyland, if you saw people walking around with like the fat stacks of like a turkey leg in their hand, it's like this big.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So good. Next time you
Really?
go there...
I didn't have it, but I definitely saw it, and I was like, it looked like we were in like the Flintstones or something.
That's 100% what it looks like. It looks just like a Flintstones thing.
Big. Yeah, it was nuts.
So, Christmas memories. What was the best Christmas present you ever received?
Ooh, great question. I think the best one I ever received was... It was like an invitation. So like my dad and my mom, they gave me like this box, and it was like a box full. It gave me, I was, like I said, a big sports guy, and it was new basketball shoes, these like training things, and like a trip to Duke basketball camp. Duke is my like basketball team. Tennessee is my football and like all other sports team, but Duke's my basketball team, and I got like a trip to go do a camp there, which was awesome.
That's so sick, man. It's not base or not sports, but I guess sports related. I was out in Pennsylvania. There's a camp called Camp Woodward, but it's skateboarding.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I went there this past summer, and it was so sick. That thing looks like a Tony Hawk Pro Skater like level, and it's just so rad. I don't know if you skate at all, but it's
I know. I used to watch videos of Woodward. I know what Woodward is.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it's a dream come true. It's rad.
Dude, it looks sick. I was never a skater, but it looked cool.
So, have you been able to tour yet? I've seen your videos of you doing shows. You've got this awesome fan base. You've hit the road.
Yes, sir. I will hit the road. I think throughout like the entire summer with Gabby Barrett. She was great. I had a great time. And then I've done a few headlining shows, a few sold out shows, and then I got 3. I'm pretty stoked for. I got 2 this week actually. So
yeah, I think I saw you have one at the Brooklyn Bowl up in Nashville.
Brooklyn Bowl in Nashville. It's on the 15th. We sold that one out, so that one's gonna be great.
Congrats, 14 years old and selling out the Brooklyn Bowl.
I'll be 15 at that time. I know.
Oh, happy almost birthday, man!
Thank you.
Is this the year 15 when you can get your learner's permit for driving?
Yeah. I get my permit, which I'm pretty.
I feel some truck songs coming along the way.
Yep. The second I turn 15, write about trucks. There you go.
Game over. It's going to hit. You're not even going to help. It's just going to happen. But what's coming up next for you? This new year is coming around, 2025. You're about to turn 15.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we got some great music coming out. We actually have a cut of pretty much like a same song that I already have out, but just a different version coming out this week. And then you can expect some great songs coming next year. We got some great ones with some great writers. So make sure you guys stay tuned for what's to come for sure.
That's great. I got to ask then, what's this? Because this won't be out until the new song, the remixed version of the song. So what song are you re-releasing?
Oh, I'm re-releasing Southbound, like an acoustic version.
Girl, we're headed southbound, kicking up, believing what was us in a dust cloud. Knew it all along, and maybe it was wrong, cause I knew it was time, so I threw it out the window on 65, headed southbound.
Okay, so Southbound, that's the latest song.
Yeah.
I love a stripped down version of a song. So why did you decide to strip this one down and put it out so close to the release of the original?
The original version of Southbound, like one of the original versions, like the very first version, was very acoustic leaning, and I've always liked that version. And we ended up releasing like the full production version, but I've always liked the stripped down, more acoustic version. And the reason we released it so soon is because we wanted to get one more release out before the end of the year, just so next year it can be even bigger. We're not going to leave these people hanging for the whole month of December, So, yeah.
Your fan base, it seems like they are so positive and supportive and just rallying behind you. So before I let you go, what's the relationship like with your audience, and how have they been as a part of this journey?
They've been absolutely great. Oh my goodness, my fans, dude. I wouldn't be here talking to you. I say this every time I'm ever talking to anyone, and they talk to me about my fans. I wouldn't be here standing or sitting talking to you today if it wasn't for them. I give them like the most credit. They're the reason I'm doing all of this. So me and my fans' relationship, I feel like we're like this. We're pretty tight.
It's just so cool to see, and I love to see the younger generation really being able to kind of step up and show, hey, I might be young, but I can make some stuff happen. So I hope you're proud of yourself.
Thank you so much. That means the world to me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, dude, thank you so much for chatting. Maddox Batson, he is killing it out in Nashville right now. You can check out so much music from him that has been dropping this year. Next year, it sounds like there's plenty of other stuff coming, but I got to say, Southbound, the acoustic one, is just dropping. Tears in the River is an absolute banger. X as well is so good.
Yeah,
so
thank you so much.
Check those hell out. Maddox, thank you so much for talking, man.
Yes, sir. Have a great day. Thank you so much, sir.
And that concludes my chat with Maddox Batson. Maddox, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. I cannot wait to see what 2025 has in store for him. Things are looking pretty dang good. And for you, anyone who's watching this, whatever your dreams and goals are in life, go after it. Why not? You got one life. Look what Maddox is doing. Pretty insane stuff. By the way, if there's someone you would like to see me chat with, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see if we can make it happen, because there's so many incredible, talented people out there that we would love to talk with on the Spout Podcast. For example, last week, our very own Tamara Dia chatted with Ryan Tedder of One Republic.
And we are in your studio in Los Angeles, so I can only imagine the kind of songs that have come out of this space.
It's funny enough, we were just talking about Tate. We did X's, actually. It was the fastest session of 2023. Was in this room. So yeah, Tate McRae, X's.
So be sure to subscribe to the Spout Podcast, turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. There is a new one every single week. But let's dive into some music news now. BTS made history once again with their iconic music video for Butter.
Smooth like butter, like a criminal undercover. Don't pop like trouble, breaking into your heart like that.
a song that we all know very well. It recently surpassed 1 billion views on YouTube. This milestone makes Butter the group's 7th music video to cross the billion-view threshold, a feat that solidifies their position as the first group in YouTube history to have 7 1 billion viewed YouTube videos. Other BTS hits in the billion-viewed club include Dynamite, DNA, Boy with Love featuring Halsey, Fake Love, Mic Drop, and Idol. Butter released back in 2021, which is crazy. I feel like it's so recently that song came out, and I also feel like I've known it forever, but it's got that vibrant disco pop anthem vibe that broke numerous records when it came out, including the highest number of concurrent viewers for a YouTube premiere. I don't know the exact number, but I have a feeling there was hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people watching it when it premiered. Who knows? But it's remembered years later for its sleek choreography, playful visuals, and catchy hooks. The video continues to captivate fans worldwide still. And before long, it'll be at 2 billion views. Okay, maybe that'll take a while, but you never know. The song also earned BTS their 2nd Grammy nomination and topped the global charts. I remember driving all over the streets of Los Angeles while that song was all over. I missed those days. It was a simpler time. This achievement also came while the group is on hiatus, because if you've been following them, they're from South Korea. They have mandatory military service that members have been serving, and some of them have been getting out recently. I don't know how many are in and how many are out, but I know that they've all been at least participating in it, and some members since then have completed their service and are focusing on solo projects. But in 2025, I think fans are going to be ready for a BTS full band reunion. Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre are bringing the heat with their much anticipated new album Missionary, dropping December 13th. This marks their first full collaboration in over 30 years. It features some incredible appearances like Eminem and 50 Cent, and fans are already buzzing over the lead single Gorgeous.
I never lose, always winning when I shuffle a deck. Dropping these jewels, where I'm from, you better treasure your checks. You know the rules, plus one, she always come with a guest. She in the pool, best believe it.
What a time to be alive, though. It's decades in the making, and I am so pumped for this. A name that you have heard plenty this year and is making history once again is Taylor Swift. She has been named Spotify's most streamed artist of 2024, racking up over 26.6 billion streams. Her album, The Tortured Poets Department, is dominating the charts, with her single Cruel Summer landing in the top 10 most streamed songs globally. Swifties can also apparently expect some exclusive Spotify surprises soon. I don't know what it is exactly. I don't even have Spotify. I hate to say it, but Taylor Swift, she really is the gift that keeps on giving, and I'm not surprised that even before the end of the year is up, somehow Taylor Swift is going to do something else magical for everybody. So some big news in the music world was Kendrick Lamar just dropped a surprise album called GNX. The project arrived unexpectedly back on November 22nd. It has created a tidal wave of buzz. Fans and critics are praising it as one of the year's best hip-hop records. GNX features collaborations with names like SZA. It blends themes of West Coast pride with reflective storytelling. Tracks like Luther and Gloria have already climbed the charts, with Luther debuting at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Hey, Roman numeral 7, babe, drop it like it's hot. If this world was mine, I take your dreams and make them multiply. If this world was mine, I take your enemies in front of God. Introduce them to that light, hit them strictly with that fire.
The surprise drop follows a massive year for Kendrick, including a publicized feud with Drake that culminated into his hit diss track, Not Like Us, which still, at this point in time, I still hear it on the radio all the time. The track not only topped the charts, but it also showcased Kendrick's lyrical dominance, adding to the momentum. Kendrick is also going to be headlining the Super Bowl halftime show coming up in February 2025. But that's not all. If you are trying to see Kendrick Lamar live, it is your chance. 2025, he just announced the Grand National Tour. He is co-headlining it with SZA. Kicks off in April in stadiums all across North America. It's going to be one of the biggest tours of the year. I think anyone who's thinking about seeing it, you would would really regret that if you didn't see it. Kind of like the Eras Tour, which I did see the Eras Tour. Let me say, I will hold that as a bragging right until the day I die. I feel like it was just a cultural experience. And Kendrick, with where he's at in his career right now, I feel like it's a cultural experience. So I do not have Spotify, as I said. I know that is heartbreaking, but I do have social media. And because of that, I am aware that Spotify Wrapped 2024 has happened. Every single social media post I see is people's stats. And it's really exciting insights into the global music trends that Spotify gives us a look at, actually. So I figured, let's take a look back at what everyone was kind of listening to this past year, 2024. Taylor Swift reigned supreme as Spotify's most streamed artist globally. We just touched on that. And it was because her album, Tortured Poets Department, was the most streamed album worldwide. This just continues to showcase her unmatched influence this year. Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga's collaboration, Die With a Smile, topped the charts as the most streamed and shared song globally.
If the world was ending, I wanna be next to you.
Billie Eilish's Birds of a Feather and Benson Boone's Beautiful Things also featured in the top 5.
Please stay.
Major cross-genre collaborations shaped the music scene this year. Some awesome ones like Beyonce teaming up with Miley Cyrus.
I'll be your shotgun rider till the day I die. Smoke out the window flying down the 405.
And Billie Eilish working with Charlie XCX.
Don't have to guess the color of your underwear. Already know what you got going on down there.
Country music also saw a significant crossover, gaining broader appeal through stars like Shaboozey and Post Malone. Rising stars like Sabrina Carpenter and Noah Kahan surged in popularity. Sabrina Carpenter's Short and Sweet became one of the most streamed albums, while her track Espresso climbed viral charts.
Now he's thinking about me every night. Oh, is it that sweet? I guess so. So you can't sleep, baby, I know. What's that mean? Espresso.
I hear that song almost every song on the radio, and then every other song that isn't that is pretty often a Sabrina Carpenter song as well. And I'm not complaining. I'm so stoked for this girl. She's been working at this for years, and this is her year. Sabrina Carpenter absolutely made it to the top. Nice work. If you see this, Sabrina, nice work, kid. Little kid version of you would be so excited. So Spotify just continued to dominate in the podcast world. Joe Rogan Experience and Call Her Daddy led the way. Video podcast, it's fascinating to me how since COVID, they've really proven a way that audiences like to consume content. And I'm interested to see where it goes, how platforms are going to be integrating that more. But some of the biggest things that are happening with audio platforms like Spotify are the video versions of it. And before we know it, we're going to be looking back at the Spotify 2025 Wrapped with songs that do not exist yet and artists we haven't met yet. But that was your look at 2024. A quick look. That was such a quick, brief recap of just like a tiny little taste of some of the biggest music moments. And it was a good one, though. I do have to give a shout out to Chappell Roan. Absolutely insane what she was able to do this year with her career. And one of my favorite things to see was just kind of country music and different artists dabbling in it and seeing the reaction and the response of it. That was just a fun thing. So I'm interested to see what the next genre of music is going to be to mix in with all the other genres. If there's one that you think, let us know in the comments below. But I do need to give a shout out to Oliver Tree. His 2022 album, Cowboy Tears, it was ahead of his time. And he really is one of the most talented artists out there.
Riding around this carousel, if you catch my drift. We're riding around this wagon wheel, she took me for a spin.
For all you movie lovers out there, let's find out which movies are making money, which ones are flopping in this week's box office breakdown. So for a movie to be profitable, it has to make twice its budget, because while it's in theaters, the movie studio gets about half the ticket sale and the movie theater gets about half the ticket sale. So the studio has to make twice the budget, twice that amount to make the full recuperated cost of the budget. That makes sense. So here's the top 5 performing movies from the US over the past weekend, and we're going to see what's turning a profit and what is flopping. Moana 2 came in at number 1, bringing in an additional $51.23 million. It's a sequel to the beloved Disney hit, following Moana as she ventures beyond her island once more, confronting ancient forces to restore balance to her homeland. This movie cost $150 million to make, so it's got to make at least $300 million worldwide to be considered profitable. Good news for Disney. It is profitable, $600 million, so they are well in the clear with that one. Number 2 at the box office is Wicked, a prequel to The Wizard of Oz. This musical reveals the untold story of Elphaba, the Wicked Witch of the West, and her complex relationship with Glinda, the Good Witch. It brought in an additional $36 million in the US on a budget of $150 million, same budget as we just saw in Moana 2, so it's looking for that $300 million mark as well. It has made a profit, $455.5 million. Not bad at all. Looking good, those top 2 numbers at the box office. Coming in at number 3 is Gladiator 2. Director Ridley Scott returns for the Gladiator sequel. You all know the first one with Russell Crowe. This one's got Denzel Washington, Pedro Pascal. It made an additional $12.4 million in the US this past weekend on its $250 million budget. So this thing has to make at least $500 million, $500 million to just break even. It has now made $368.4 million. Unfortunately, I think it's going to flop. But the sequel does take place decades after the events of the first film. Gladiator 2 follows the son Lucia, who seeks revenge and finds himself entangled in Rome's political turmoil. Coming in at number 4 is Red One. Big star-studded cast on this film. Dwayne Johnson, Lucy Liu, J.K. Simmons. It's a festive action comedy following Santa Claus and a former elite operative teaming up to save Christmas from a global threat. It brought in $7 million this past weekend on a budget of $200 to $250 million, which is crazy. It's a kind of a Marvel movie budget if I found the numbers correctly. And now I will say, when you have Dwayne Johnson in a movie, the budget goes up significantly. And is it worth it in the return? It looks like this movie, which needs to make around $500 million to be profitable, is currently flopping pretty hard. It's brought in $164 million worldwide. We'll see if the holiday boost adds to it. The Christmas season is coming up, so you never know, but that's a very expensive movie. Number 5 at the box office was a surprising one, because it hasn't been in movie theaters for 10 years, but it is Christopher Nolan's film Interstellar. It was back in theaters for that exact reason, celebrating its 10-year anniversary. If you haven't seen it, it's an epic science fiction drama. It is so good, one of the best films of all time, I believe, so you should just go and watch it before I tell you too much. However, 10 years later, it brought in $4.4 million in the US on a budget of $165 million. The film, while in theaters, brought in over $730 million, so it did just fine, and you should absolutely check that out. Now that we have covered what you can check out in theaters, let's dive into what you can watch from the comfort of your home. You know, the holidays are coming up, so we want to snuggle up on the couch. We don't want to leave the house. It doesn't matter the time of year. We like streaming. That's how we do things nowadays. Netflix, all you reality TV trash lovers out there. Not trash. I feel like that's almost a bad word, because I love this stuff. One of my favorite shows, Love is Blind. They've got a holiday special out. It's only one episode, but we all know that these episodes that bring all of the exes and couples together, they can be some of the juiciest stuff. I haven't watched it yet, but it is out now, so check it out. The fan favorite couples are returning to reunite, celebrating the holidays and revisiting the dramatic highs and lows of their relationships. Tonight, I need to watch it because I can't risk seeing any spoilers, so you can go and catch that. And if you have yet to watch Love is Blind, go check that out on Netflix. One of the best reality TV shows of all time. There's quite a few seasons out now, so if you haven't seen it, I'm jealous that you get to watch it now. Pretty much, people, they enter these pods. The men live together, the women live together. They're not allowed to see each other, the men and women. They can only communicate via a pod where they can only hear each other's voices. If they ever want to see each other, the only way they can do that is to propose to each other and actually get married. That's why it's called Love is Blind. You're meeting someone in a pod, you're falling in love with who they are, not what they look like. And the show is awesome. It's got heartwarming moments, and it has very cringy moments. On Netflix as well, if you like true crime stuff as I do, just a big fascination of mine. Cold Case, Who Killed JonBenet Ramsey? It's a documentary series, 3 episodes long, following one of the most gripping murder stories from the 90s, JonBenet Ramsey. Her parents were often blamed for her murder. I remember growing up and just seeing pictures of her in the grocery store, like on the news magazines, because she did like all the little pageants and stuff as a girl, so those were the pictures they were showing. So I've always known this story. This series, though, really gave you inside look to me growing up, by the way. I thought her parents did it because that's what I heard the media saying. Her parents did not do it. This also gives a great insight as to how unfairly the police and media treated them and really pitted the public against them by choosing what to tell them and what not to tell them. So check it out if you want to watch it. It's on Netflix. And also for any of you who do like true crime stuff and you feel like you've watched every documentary that's out there, I just have to tell you about this. It is on Roku. We all have Roku TVs, right? Pretty much. Well, like the free CBS News app there has a 48 hours investigative mystery tab. 24/7, they just play crime shows, and I have it on in the background all the time. Now you know what you can play in the background during Christmas this year. Maybe not. Maybe that's not the best idea. Who knows? But now you got plenty of stuff to watch, and I hope you guys, again, enjoyed my chat with Maddox Batson today. I can't thank Maddox enough for taking the time to talk, and we're going to see what 2025 has in store for us, for him, for all of you. I'm once again Nick Major with the Spout Podcast, the show where celebrities spout off about more than what they are famous for. Thank you so much for tuning in, and if you watched it this far, I'm incredibly grateful for that. We will be back next week because we are back every week with brand new episodes. That's why you got to subscribe and turn on the notifications. Until then, have a good one.